Escape from reality.
Sound with purpose.
Moments.
All-encompassing. The people's voice.
Good for the soul. A way of expression. Creativity.
Bonds.
Passion.
Uniting.
Inspiration. Beautiful.
Friend.
Happiness.
Entertaining. Fun. Treble clef. Friendship.
Freeing.
Musical.
Breathtaking.
Life.
And love.
In our fast-paced contemporary world, music exists in essentially every aspect of our lives. Whether it be an actual concert in the car or within a movie, music serves as the background of our bustling lives. But exactly how much influence does music actually have in our lives? How much power does it exert? The Mozart effect is the idea that listening to classical music, especially for babies, increases cognitive abilities and spatial reasoning. The Mozart effect first came into light in 1993 with studies conducted by Francis Roscher and Catherine Kai. In their studies, a group of 36 students were divided into 3 groups with varying audio stimulus: Mozart, a relaxation tape, and silence. After 10 minutes, all students were given a test to score spatial IQ. After the tests were graded, it was concluded that students who had listened to a Mozart soundtrack before the test scored nearly 10% higher. Although some skeptics claim that the Mozart effect is only a phony pseudoscience, there are scientific backings to the Mozart effect, such as sensory stimulation. Musical perception is processed in the right hemisphere of the brain, the same hemisphere that performs spatial cognition and long-term sequencing operations. It propagates more synapses between brain cells, ultimately creating more and more efficient conduits of brain function. Research indicates that there are windows of prime times for this activity. Most of the studies conducted so far demonstrate that much of this hardwiring occurs prenatally and in early childhood.
Hi, this is Amber Washam.
So the first question is, what caused you to go into music therapy?
Well, I wanted to do music, but I did not want to teach music, nor did I want to perform music. And then I was Googling just music careers, and I stumbled across music therapy.
What general methods do you use with your patients?
Cognitive behavioral. A lot of it is behavioral. We reward good behaviors, and I hate to use the term, but it punish bad behaviors. And then over time, the patients learn, oh, I need to use these behaviors when I'm working with this person.
Yeah, do you have a specialized approach for each individual, or just one universal method that works really well?
I have one universal method that works very well. Me particularly have it's one thing.
On your website, it says that you focus on a number of different areas of improvement. What changes do you usually see in your patients?
It depends on the client, actually. Sometimes we see changes in communication. Sometimes we see changes in motor skills, either growth, which would be like a whole arm moving, or fine, which would be like the hand moving. Sometimes we see changes in communication where they vocalize.
How do you track the progress of your patients?
We make every goal very measurable, and then we measure every time we see the client, we measure every goal. So, for instance, with attention, I will set a timer or a stopwatch and actually time the length of time that the client will play an instrument.
Last question is, how would you describe music in one sentence or less?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I think I would describe music as life-changing.
Scientific studies and popular belief also support the fact that music has many positive effects in the academic sphere, whether it be listening to music while doing homework or partaking in a musical extracurricular.
In order to find out if music influences individual study habits, we conducted a poll with 153 participants, asking them a specific question.
Out of the 69 people that said that they could only listen to certain types of music when they studied, an overwhelming 18 people said that they could only listen to classical music, including instrumental music. The power of music in increasing intelligence and creative ability can be seen in the following interview with longtime choir director, Mr. Brookins.
Studies show that musicians are stronger in creative processing because of a phenomenon called divergent thinking. How does being in choir affect your students' creative problem solving? Can you give me a specific example?
Of course. Music and being in choir involves the activity of both the left brain and the right brain. So we have the analytical side, which does like music theory and counting and solfege, and here's rhythm, 2 quarter notes and time. That's the analytical side. The expression side, the right side, gives you the feeling, the passion, the crescendos and so forth, and making the phrasing. So using both of those, divergent thinking.
Do you think music brings about tangible results academically and mentally?
Of course they do. There are thousands of studies that show that.
How did music help your students go through stress over GPA and college preparations?
It seems to be the place they can go to find their concord. Concord is that place that you find, according to Henry David Thoreau, concord is that place that you find peace and tranquility. And sometimes in the stress of studying, you need to find that zone spot.
In your opinion, what is the best reward that music gives?
Life.
Playing music makes an individual smarter as well. By exercising both sides of the brain, music not only engages the entire brain, but also leads to more creativity, a technique called divergent thinking. In a study conducted by Vanderbilt University, 20 students from the Vanderbilt Blair School of Music and 20 non-musicians from a Vanderbilt introductory psychology course were matched up in pairs according to age, ethnicity, SAT score, and more. One experiment asked each student to think of a new, innovative use for a common household item. Results were determined by NIRS, which measures brain activity while completing a cognitive task. The results proved that students majoring in music were consistently more creative in their responses due to increased activity in both sides of the frontal lobe.
My name is David Zhang. I am a DFC director of West, and I'm also a co-president for next year. What got me into dance was really just the love of music, and I always wanted to express that. And it was like probably one of my favorite things to do was just express music through my body.
I am Tanjim Rahman. People call me Taj, like Taj Mahal. What I do for a living Well, currently, right now, I'm the owner of DFC headquarters. I am running this studio that I just opened for Dancing for a Cause, the organization I created in 2008.
Music is anything that's like pleasing to the ear, anything that can like get you motivated in any like sort of emotion.
My definition of music would be a innate feeling that a human expresses through sound, and it goes hand in hand with dance. Music plays the girlfriend in my dance career. It's the girl you always gotta keep happy and always read and understand, and you have to always bring something new and keep the song interested. Music is what dictates my dance, and I think it's the same for any dancer.
Dancing is something that it's not like completely defined, but to generalize it, it's more of like someone expressing art through their body and how like emotion. Well, without music, really, you couldn't dance. Well, you could to like really like just like tabletop beats, but music is kind of like what brings the emotion out of people sometimes, and it kind of like motivates people to like make choreographies or freestyle and just like be able to express themselves to their fullest.
I think it would be non-existent. I think without music, you can't have dance. Even if there was no music playing, you'd be dancing to a certain beat you create in your head. So I think music is always going to be there if dancing is there.
Most definitely, like, music is what is like some songs are really ratchet and they'll have me like have my hands thrown out everywhere, and some like music is like real buck and they have like heavy bass hits and that'll like make my body like roll. Like, it's probably like the biggest stress reliever, especially during exams week coming up. I just always listen to music when I need it, and even when I don't need it, it's like it helps inspire my heart and like even work harder in some types of songs.
Yes, I do. Dancing is my stress reliever, but it also brings me stress sometimes too, because I want to always get better. But it's a good stress, it's a good grind, it's a good push, so it's motivation.
Oh, the hyper the music, the faster I move, or like the stronger I hit, and it just like makes me like, I guess, lose more calories, and that like helps me keep, fit.
My workout? Okay, well, as far as working out goes, music does, I guess, hype you up with like, there's that right song that just gets you really pumped. Same thing with dancing. Like, music really dictates your emotions. Just a certain note can make you feel a certain way.